Physical quantities and measurement. Definitions. Metrology is a branch of science that deals with measurement. Measurement is determining the exact value of an unknown quantity by comparing it with a fixed quantity of the same kind. Physical quantity is any quantity that can be measured. Unit is a fixed physical quantity used for comparison in the measurement of physical quantity of the same kind. Mass is the amount of matter in an object. Length is the straight line distance between 2 points. Temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness of an object. Physical quantities are of two types, fundamental and derived. Fundamental are basic physical quantities that do not depend on other quantities, like length, mass, time, temperature, electric current, luminous intensity, and amount of substance. Derived quantities are derived from one or more fundamental physical quantities, example area, volume, speed, and density. Traditional units. In Babylon and Egypt, they used cubit, which was the length of an adult forearm from the elbow to the tip of the finger, the middle finger. Handspan was the tip of the thumb to the tip of the little finger when the hand was outstretched. Palm was the width of the hand and finger was the width of the middle finger. Traditional units, FPS, foot, pound, seconds. This was used in the British system. A foot was the unit of length, which was 12 inches, and a pound was the unit of mass, and a second was the unit of time. In the metric system, which was by the French Academy of Sciences, meter was used as the unit of length, gram was the unit of mass, and liter was the unit of capacity or volume. MKS system used meter, kg, and second. CGS system used centimeter, gram, and second. International system. In 1960, General Conference of Weights and Measures in Paris adopted an international system of units called SI. Length was in meters, mass in kg, time in seconds, electric current amperes, temperature Kelvin, amount of substance mole, and luminous intensity candela. The measurement of length. Length is a straight line distance between 2 points. A standard meter length was between 2 marks on an platinum iridium bar, which was kept at 0 degrees centigrade at the International Bureau of Weights and Measures at Sèvres in France. And in India, a standard meter rod is kept at the National Physical Laboratory in New Delhi. Devices used to measure length are ruler, meter rod, and a measuring tape. The different units of length. 10 millimeters makes 1 centimeter, 10 centimeter makes 1 decimeter, 10 decimeter make 1 meter, 10 meters make 1 decameter, 10 decameter make 1 hectometer, 10 hectometer make 1 kilometer. How do we use a ruler correctly? Avoid using the ends, place the ruler correctly, and the correct position of the eye is important, which will be vertically above the mark. Indirectly measuring length using a scale. The length of a curved line. We use a thread and then we measure it and put it on top of a ruler. The diameter of a sphere. Place the sphere in between two matchboxes and measure the distance between the two matchboxes from the ruler. The thickness of a coin. You stack 10 coins against a ruler, measure the combined thickness with the ruler and divide this by 10 to get the thickness of one coin. The diameter of a wire. Coil the wire around a pencil 16 times. Measure the total length of the 16 turns using the ruler. The diameter of the wire would be the length of turns of the wire divided by the number of turns. Measuring mass. The submultiples of kilogram are gram and milligram. Multiples of kilogram are quintal and metric ton. 1000 milligrams is 1 gram, 1000 grams is 1 kg, 100 kg is 1 quintal, and 10 quintal is 1 metric ton. Devices used to measure mass are beam balance, electronic weighing machines, and physical balance, which is the most accurate. The beam balance. It works on the principle that when two bodies of equal mass are placed on both the pans, they secure a horizontal balance of the beam. For accurate balance, both pans must be of equal mass, both arms must be of equal length, Both pans must be suspended with strings of equal mass and length, and when the pans are empty, the beam should be horizontal and the pointer vertical. Measuring time. Mean solar day is the time taken by the Earth to complete one rotation about its own axis. The sundial. This was used by Greeks. The shadow of the rod placed on it changes position and length with the position of the sun. Example, the Samrat Yantra at the Jantar Mantar in New Delhi. A sand clock. A certain quantity of sand falls from the upper to the lower chamber in a fixed amount of time. An analog clock. This has a circular dial with circular scale of 12 hours. A digital clock displays time in numbers. A time interval is the definite duration of time between two given instants. Measuring temperature. We use a thermometer which has two glass tubes. The bore is in the inside. The lower end is attached to a mercury bulb. When it's heated, the mercury rises in the bore. The stem is outside and has markings to measure the temperature. Standard international unit for temperature is Kelvin. The most commonly used temperature scales are Celsius and Fahrenheit. Both are constructed on the basis of two fixed points. The lower fixed point is at which the water freezes. It's called the ice point. The upper fixed point at which water changes into vapor is called the steam point. 0 degrees centigrade is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. 100 degrees centigrade is 212 degrees Fahrenheit. To convert centigrade to Kelvin, we have to add 273.15. Therefore, the ice point and steam point on a Kelvin scale is 273.15 and 373.15. Kelvin scale has an absolute zero, below which temperatures do not exist. Lab thermometers used to measure temperatures for scientific purposes, while a clinical thermometer is used to measure body temperature. The lower fixed point of a clinical thermometer is 35 degrees centigrade and the upper fixed point is 42 degrees centigrade. That's 95 degrees Fahrenheit and 108 degrees Fahrenheit. Measuring area. Any flat closed figure that can be drawn on a plane is called a plane figure. The amount of surface enclosed by the plane figure is called its area. The area of a square is side into side. The area of a rectangle is length into breadth. The area of a triangle is half base into height. Multiples and submultiples of area. 1 centimeter square is 100 millimeter square. Why? Because 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters. So that multiplied by its own self will be 100 millimeters square. 1 meter square would be 10,000 centimeters square because 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. 1 kilometer square is equal to 10 lakh meters square. 1 hectare is equal to 10,000 meters square.